Hello Pokemon Go trainers, it's the Seahawks fan with another Pokemon Go video. And we have our first legendaries, Dynamax Legendaries coming to Pokemon Go. Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, the birds of the trio. The birds for the Pokemon Go leaders. Very cool. Now they are going to be Tier 5 Dynamax, which should be easier than Gigantamax. Now already at Tier 3 for Dynamax, you can solo. You do need some very strong Pokemon, but you can solo Tier 3s, which is nice. I don't think we've had Tier 4s. Actually, no, we have. Gonna be tricky. But it was definitely not quick. But Tier 5s. Now, of course, he's only in person. And, you're going to want a couple other players. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any Rock-type Dynamax or Gigantamax. Now, in time, these things will return. I think are going to want to, at some point, have made these kind of common and multiple times in rotation. They definitely want to get people out. And legendary Pokemon are usually a pretty good way to get people to go out. Now, of course, base legendaries, these trios. The candies are useful. There are shadows already for them, which, even that is behind the power curve. But Dynamax. Now, in time, we will get better counters towards these Dynamax. You got stuff like Metagross. You got Charizard, Blastoise as their Gigantamax or Dynamax forms. Now, the reality is, Niantic does want us to invest in new Pokemon that are going to be qualified to take down these. Now, it's going to be interesting to see exactly how difficult they are with the top counters we have. Now, don't be expecting that you can just evolve some Dynamax Pokemon and with a few players you're going to be able to take these down. If you attempted the Beldum or the 3 stars, you should know. I think they do want us to spend Stardust. Now, with Gigantamax, you're able to get guaranteed Rare XL Candy and 25,000 dust for a defeat. Now, if you do plan on doing more than 2 a day, or 2 or 3 a day, you do have to spend Pokecoins on the Max Particle Packs, which, if you're going, honestly, potentially may not be a bad thing to spend your Pokecoins on, because the amount of Stardust you get, the Rare XL Candy, guaranteed to get it. It's not bad, but plenty of other things you can spend your Pokecoins on. Now, these are not going to be easy. And, at this point, Legendary Rays can be soloed with the best of the best. Of course, most of the player base can't solo, but even duos and trios, a good amount of players can do that now. If you're a casual player in this game, oh boy, that's just the reality of, if you play here and there, you're just not going to have some of the things you need to do these feats. But everyone can play at their own pace. Now, they're going to be shiny eligible, which is awesome. Curious to see what the shiny rates are. Good luck if you want the trio. But they will be debuted on Max Monday. January 20th for Articuno. January 27th for Zapdos. And February 3rd for Moltres, which is great. And they will be in Max Battles for the week after. For the week following, which is nice. Gonna have a 1-hour debut from 6 to 7 p.m. local time for each of the birds. It's gonna be interesting to see. If you can get a group of 40 players, if you live in a big city, hopefully you're able to, even on this Monday night. But even then, there will be a weekend where you can organize, and you're able to, you can plan out areas. With Campfire, you can actually see the locations of where certain where any of the Dynamax Pokemon are. So you can actually plan a path, which is nice. Now, I don't think Dynamax Pokemon refresh every day. Some days, some spots, I think you have to wait a couple days. And I mean, once you've taken down a spot, so that could be something that could cause problems if a person was in multiple groups, certain people. But I mean, to have that many players, that's definitely not everyone. I mean, the reality is, Niantic, they want people to be going out playing every day. You can also see that with the change in the Community Day research, with having to catch Pokemon over multiple days. And I mean, the changes, definitely could be better. I think it could be a lot worse, but it is what it is. And I mean, a way to get Niantic to understand you don't like the changes, don't buy the tickets. So many tickets in the game. But it is exciting to have legendaries. Dynamax is going to be very powerful Pokemon. Now, there will be these sets of Dynamax Pokemon available to battle during the week for each. Now, there is no rock type yet. There's only one ice type that's been in Dynamax. Now, one thing to know for Gigantamax, the Gigantamax Pokemon, they're only locked to a specific one single type of max move damage for the type. So Blastoise is water. Lapras is ice, so if you were able to play Gigantamax Lapras, you do have an ice type, which is not bad. Now, of course, one of the flying is an ice. Now, there's the one day, hopefully, for the next time they bring Dynamax Bird Trio, we will have gotten a Gigantamax Rock type, or at least a Dynamax Rock type. But you got Charmander, Beldum, Scorbunny. Beldum, I think, is a fantastic investment anytime. I'm really strong into fairies, really strong into ice. Really nice, definitely a very handy Pokemon to build. And it doesn't get a Gigantamax. Now, Gigantamax Metagross, if it ever did exist, that would be so much stronger, but also really difficult to take down. Now, we do have Dynamax Excadrill, which a lot of people invested in because it was an amazing counter towards Toxtricity, but one day, maybe, who knows. Kind of hope not. I mean, the Pokemon Company would have to make a Gigantamax Metagross, but for the next week, Bulbasaur, Cryogonal, Grookey, Niantic, they've just not, grass does resist electric, but Niantic just, it's silly. A little silly. At least there's Cryogonal. Definitely going to be a handy Pokemon to invest for now to take down the mighty Zapdos. I'm definitely most excited for Zapdos. I'll definitely do put the most effort into Zapdos. Team Instinct. Definitely want to get a nice one. And week 3, Squirtle, Krabby, Sobble. It's much easier when there's a fire type that you're going after. There's a lot of water types. Now, unfortunately, all 3 of these do have Gigantamax. Now, Gigantamax Blastoise, that was the first Gigantamax. And because it was the first one, it was so difficult. Now people do have better counters. And I think people would be a bit more prepared, especially with the power nerf. But it's still just crazy. Oh, these are my Gigantamax, Dynamax, Metagross. I got very lucky with a pretty nice shiny. It's been very useful, very handy, very tanky. It is really important to invest in the max moves, especially if you're going to be if you have 20 players, which is not most communities, you should be fine for these legendary birds. Now, of course, if you're trying to do more than 2 or 3, or however many free ones you can do. Definitely, probably is going to be 800 per legendary. I think maybe or close to that. But yeah, I mean, fire is gonna be nice. Gonna be ready for Articuno, the Charizards. But yeah, two Charizards and Metagross should be just fine for Articuno. Gonna be tough for Zapdos, but definitely gonna try my best. Like, I don't want to have to build a Cryogonal. I haven't been doing Cryogonals. Now, I do have Lapras, which can be nice. May just have to hope for a flying type move to take resisted damage. Gonna max out. I did get a really nice Gigantamax Lapras. I did do a ton. I really should just transfer so many more of my Gigantamax and Dynamax. Now it's annoying. Niantic also did a special trade lock for Gigantamax. That's just, it's not needed. I mean, like, shiny, understandable. That's a given. But regular Gigantamax, definitely tough. And I mean, Lapras, like, it doesn't even break 3000 CP. And that's for a level 50 Pokemon. Just, I mean, it's gonna be tough if Niantic did ever allow remote raiding for these max remote battles. That would be very welcome. I mean, Niantic, they've lost a huge amount of player base. A lot of communities just lost interest. This is, I mean, an almost 9-year-old game. It'll be 9 years old this year. Definitely, I mean, it's been through a lot. And there's plenty of loyal players. Definitely lots of big communities still, but just the reality gonna be tough for most. But good luck. I'm definitely excited to be able to finally get some legendary Dynamax. It's gonna be fun to add to the collection. Maybe I can get a couple of them shiny. But thanks for watching. Good luck on your Pokemon Go journey or any Pokemon journey. Thanks for watching and goodbye.